Have you ever wondered why some people seem at peace no matter what happens? How do some individuals find happiness in simplicity, while others struggle despite having everything? The answer lies not in grand changes, but in small daily habits rooted in Buddhist wisdom. In Buddhism, transformation doesn't come from external achievements, but from simple shifts in how we think, act, and perceive the world. What if I told you that 5 small habits could change your life forever? Stay with me until the end, and you'll uncover the powerful secrets hidden in daily mindfulness. The story of a lost seeker and the enlightened monk. Once, in a quiet monastery nestled in the mountains, a young man named Daiki sought wisdom from a renowned Zen master, Jinnen. Daiki had traveled far, troubled by stress, unhappiness, and a sense of purposelessness. As he knelt before the old monk, he asked, "Master, I have tried everything to be happy. Success, wealth, love, but none of it lasts. What am I missing?" Jinnen smiled gently and said, "Happiness is not found in great achievements, but in small, consistent habits. I will give you 5 habits. Practice them, and your life will change." Daiki listened intently as the Zen master unveiled the 5 transformative habits. Habit 1. The power of morning stillness. Master Jinnen took Daiki to a serene garden at dawn. "Each morning before the world wakes, sit in silence," he said. "Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and be still. Let the thoughts come and go, but do not hold on to them." Daiki followed this habit every day, and soon he noticed something remarkable. His mind became calmer, his worries lighter, and his days more peaceful. The stillness of the morning set the tone for everything that followed. With time, Daiki also started observing nature more deeply during his morning stillness. He watched the trees sway with the wind, the birds welcome the sun with their songs, and the river flow effortlessly towards its destination. He realized that peace was not something to chase, it was something to uncover within. One morning, Daiki noticed an elderly monk sitting near him. The monk had been practicing this habit for decades. "Master," Daiki asked, "does this habit ever lose its power?" The monk smiled. "It only grows stronger. The deeper you practice, the more profound your peace will be." Habit 2. Express gratitude before eating. During their meal, Jinnen held his bowl and bowed. "Before you eat, pause and give thanks, not just for the food, but for the countless hands that brought it to you. Gratitude changes how we experience life." Daiki adopted this habit, and with each meal he felt a growing appreciation for life's simple blessings. He no longer took things for granted, and this small act of gratitude shifted his entire perspective. One evening, Daiki sat beside a new traveler who had just arrived at the monastery. The traveler looked exhausted and barely acknowledged the food in front of him. "You seem troubled," Daiki said gently. The traveler sighed. "I lost my business, my home, and now I have nothing." Daiki placed his hand on the traveler's shoulder. "Yet you have this meal before you. You have warmth, shelter, and the breath that sustains you. Gratitude is not about what we have lost, but what remains." The traveler was silent for a moment. Then he bowed his head and whispered words of gratitude before taking his first bite. For the first time in weeks, he felt a sense of peace. Habit 3. Speak only what is necessary and kind. One afternoon, Jinnen observed a heated argument between 2 monks. Later, he turned to Daiki and said, "Words are powerful. They can heal or harm. Speak only when necessary and let your words bring kindness, not conflict." Daiki practiced mindful speech, and as days passed, he noticed fewer arguments, deeper connections, and a newfound sense of peace in his interactions. But this habit was the most challenging of all. Daiki found himself struggling to hold his tongue in moments of anger. One day, in frustration, he asked Jinnen, "Master, how do I stop my words from causing harm when my emotions are too strong?" Jinnen handed Daiki a bowl of water. "Shake this until it spills," he instructed. Daiki obeyed, shaking the bowl until water splashed onto the ground. "Now let it sit," Jinnen said. Daiki placed the bowl down and watched the water settle. Within moments it became still again. "Your mind is like this water," Jinnen explained. "When shaken by emotions, it distorts your clarity. But if you pause, breathe, and wait, your clarity will return, and your words will be chosen with wisdom." Daiki bowed, realizing that silence was sometimes the greatest wisdom of all. Habit 4. Walk slowly and breathe deeply. One evening, as Daiki hurried to complete his chores, Jinan stopped him. Why do you rush? Every step you take is life itself. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, and be present. At first, Daiki found it difficult to slow down, but soon he realized that by walking mindfully, he felt more connected to the world around him. His stress melted away, and he began enjoying life's simple moments. One day, a wealthy merchant visited the monastery. He was constantly on edge, checking his gold coins and worrying about his business. Seeing Daiki walk peacefully through the garden, the merchant asked, "How can you be so calm when the world is full of uncertainty?" Daiki smiled. "When I walk, I do not think of the past or future. I simply take each step as it comes. When we rush, we miss the beauty of the present." The merchant pondered these words, and that evening he took his first slow, mindful walk in years. Habit 5. End the day with reflection. Before retiring for the night, Jinan asked Daiki, "What did you learn today? What went well? What could be improved?" Daiki started reflecting on his day, recognizing his growth and learning from his mistakes. He no longer felt lost. Each day became a step towards a better version of himself. With time, Daiki also started journaling his reflections. He wrote about his struggles, his victories, and the lessons he learned. Looking back, he saw how much he had grown. One night, a younger monk asked Daiki, "Why do you write each night?" Daiki smiled, "Because each day is a lesson, and I do not want to forget the wisdom it brings." A new path begins. Months passed, and Daiki transformed. His mind was at peace, his relationships flourished, and his heart felt lighter. He realized that these 5 simple habits, though small, had changed his life forever. Returning to Master Jinan, Daiki bowed deeply. "Master, I sought happiness outside, but I found it within, through these habits." Jinan nodded. "Happiness is not a destination, but a way of living. Keep practicing, and your journey will never end." Start your journey today. Try these habits for a week, and you'll begin to see the changes unfold. Which of these habits resonates with you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs this wisdom today. Remember, true change starts with small steps. Begin today.